What's up everybody, this is Chardstrom, and today we have another Box of Awesomeness unboxing for you guys. This time we have the Happy Halloween Edition 2025 Box of Awesomeness. I'm pretty excited to see what we got in this box. It's a decent size. No clue what we got in this box, but we're about to find out. Anyways, let's get this started. We got our knife, let's open this box. Alright guys, box is opened, let's go ahead and see what we got. Alright guys, first up in the box, we have a weapons cache card. We have the FAL Carbine. This is a pretty cool card. This is a decent card, but I am glad we did not get this in the Box of Awesomeness, just because I am not a fan of that skeleton stock for this specific model. So let's go ahead and see what else we got. Alright guys, next up in the box, we have a hex patch. We have the Happy Halloween hex patch that we got in the last box. This is a pretty cool patch. I mean, it's got quite a bit of detail in it, but it's just a simple jack-o'-lantern patch. Let's go ahead and throw it up on the patch wall. Alright guys, next up in the box, we have another Mossberg tactical kit. Let's go ahead and open it up. Check it out guys, we have another one of these tactical shotgun kits. This is the M590. It is a pretty decent pistol, very lightweight, and honestly, I think this thing is kind of cool. It comes with two magazines, so you have your regular wind up on the side here, or you have your scroll wheel, which is a lot easier to use in my opinion when using this gun. Now this gun is nice and all that, but the material is not that great. In my opinion, I feel like if I slammed this down on the ground, this thing would just fall apart and not be fixable. This gun is just very fragile. It's got a lot of finicky parts, and I feel like if you were to slam fire it a bunch of times, you would probably break it. But nonetheless, this thing is pretty cool. It does, however, come with a compact 45 pistol, which we didn't have very good luck shooting in the last video, but hopefully this one will do a little better. It's just a cheap little pistol that was made in the Philippines, and honestly, the safety feature is probably my most hated feature about this gun because it is very easy to move it around. The kit also comes with a little holster for your pistol and a bunch of different BBs in the box. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and see what else we got. Alright guys, next up in the box, we have this Golden Eagle box. Let's go ahead and open it up. Check this out guys, this is probably the heaviest 1911 I've ever held in my life. This is the Tactical Striker 1911 by Matrix and Golden Eagle. This thing just looks really neat. One feature I really like about this gun is that there's an IMF insignia on the grips that's engraved in here. That looks pretty cool in my opinion. This thing is absolutely heavy. This is definitely the heaviest 1911 I've ever had. And on top of that, this is a weird placement for the iron sights at the top. This thing is just absolutely just different from typical 1911s. Honestly, I like the rail system on the bottom, but oh my god, that's so weird. The BB just kind of flies through this muzzle brake opening of the barrel here. Your inner barrel actually sticks out of the outer barrel just barely, if you guys can notice that. And it flies through this kind of punch style muzzle brake that would definitely do some damage if you were to punch someone with this. This honestly doesn't feel great when slapping my hand against it. The trigger itself actually has some nice little details on the side, so that's pretty neat. Honestly, I'm excited to shoot this. We've never seen this on the channel before, so this is a pretty cool gun. I've never had something that looked like this. Honestly, I like this. Being able to just pull this thing out of my holster, I love the weight to it. I feel like I can just snap to my target, and honestly, I'm excited to shoot this thing. The box also comes with this little IMF box here that had absolutely nothing in it. I'm not sure if there's something underneath. There is some BBs and a speed loader for your gun, so that's pretty neat. I guess that's what this was kind of showing off. You also have a small unjamming rod to clear out your pistol when needed. But yeah, this is a pretty cool pistol, and I just like all the little details on it, so I'm pretty excited to shoot it. Let's go ahead and see what else we got. Alright guys, next up in the box, we have this MPX-K box. Let's go ahead and open it up. Check it out guys, here is a gun we have seen on the channel before. This is the Sportline MPX-K. These things are actually pretty cool. So these guns are absolutely made out of polymer. The charging handle is fake, and to get to your hop-up, you have to open up the dust cover like so and get to your little red hop-up wheel. Now, one thing I like to note about these guns is the mag moves a lot, but it doesn't typically affect the way that this gun shoots. Now, you also have ambidextrous magazine releases on both sides of the gun, so that is a nice key feature. You have ambidextrous selector switches, which is another great feature. And you have this nice little blade trigger on the gun. Your battery goes to a Tamiya connector in the front of the gun that you just kind of tuck away in the handguard, and you have a nice Picatinny style folding stock. So you can change out your stock if you want to very easily. You have a nice set of pretty accurate iron sights in my opinion, and honestly, this is a nice build to get someone started into the sport. I do think these things are pretty nice. They're just not the most durable gun on the market, but honestly, if you like John Wick or anything of the sorts that is a SIG style gun, this is a great starter SMG to get you into the sport. Honestly, I really do like how their trigger is made. It's just a very nice, speedy trigger. If you upgraded the gun quite a bit and put maybe a MOSFET and a better motor inside, this thing could be a killer. And it just has a good weight to it. Honestly, I can throw it around nicely and it doesn't affect how I shoot it at all. Honestly, I can hold this thing comfortably either way, both sides of my arms, and I could be fine. These things aren't meant to be the most durable thing in the market, but honestly, for what it is, you're definitely getting your money's worth. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and see what else we got. Alright guys, next up in the box, we have this ICS Airsoft box. Let's go ahead and open it up. Check it out guys, we have an ICS CXP-MMR. This gun honestly feels really great in my hands. This is not a typical AEG, this is actually an electric blowback AEG, which is a lot different than anything else we have actually gotten on the channel before. I believe we've only had 2 different styles of electric blowback rifles on this, but never once was it an M4 variant. Some key features about this gun. We have an MTR-S1 ICS Ergo Technology adjustable stock that honestly feels really great. I believe I could pull this from any angle, so I definitely preferred this stock over different stocks that we've had in the past, such as the Strike Industry stocks. They're just a little uncomfortable, and honestly, I just like being able to kind of gorilla grip this thing and be able to pull it front and back. I love the length of this gun. The feeling of the handguard, the little grooves on the bottom of this M-lock feel absolutely amazing. We have some nice polymer iron sights that don't feel like they'll get shattered by BBs, and honestly, they have some good retention to them. We have a nice ICS high cap magazine with probably what seems to be the quietest scroll wheel I've seen in a while. We have a pretty easily accessible hop-up chamber in our receiver here. It doesn't lock back, unfortunately, but I believe that is because this is an electric blowback rifle. As for our magazine release, this thing is just as smooth as butter. The box does come with some interesting tools. I don't really know what this piece is here, but you also get an extra fuse. Since this is an electric blowback, you are more likely to blow a fuse from time to time. It does have dual sling points on your sling mount on the back here, as well as a QD point at the bottom of the stock, which I find quite interesting. To get to your battery, basically all you do is you pull the stock pin out like so, take your stock butt plate off, and it welcomes you to a Dean's connector inside the gun with a little ICS, I think, protector of some sort. I'm not really sure what this is, but it is the fuse holder, but it has a little block in front of it. Not really sure what it does, but I assume it's only for good. Honestly guys, I'm really excited to shoot this gun. I'm excited to see the electric blowback features that this gun has to offer. I just love the absolute slickness that this gun has. Every angle of this gun has a super nice shine to it, and it's just beautiful to look at. Anyways guys, let's go shoot some guns. These guns were actually pretty cool. As for the spring pistol, this time the Compact 45 actually worked. I would definitely rate this thing probably a 5.6 out of 10. It doesn't get much range. You could literally see the BBs dropping while we were shooting this thing. And that was probably around 10 feet away from the target. This thing, it's cheap. It's mainly just for plinking something this close to you. Honestly, it doesn't have that much of an effect. I feel like if I were to shoot someone with this, they probably wouldn't even feel it. This thing just doesn't do anything. And the jewel rating and just all the specs on this thing. That's another thing. This magazine falls out super easily. And the button itself doesn't have that strong of a spring really holding the button back. It kind of jiggles around and you can kind of notice that. So this thing it's cheaply built, but it's just an add-on to a pretty decent shotgun. Moving on to the shotgun. This thing was really fun to shoot, as always. I honestly really think this is one of the better spring replicas that we ever get in a box. All in all, this shotgun is very fun to use. I like how it shoots. It has decent specs for a spring replica. I just wish it was a little better built. The hop-up is also a really nice feature because you can mess with the hop-up while you're playing in a very easily accessible manner. But other than that, it's just a pretty cheap shotgun. I would definitely rate this thing probably a 6.7 out of 10. It shoots nice. I like how it shoots for a shotgun, but there are definitely some things that could be better about this. As for this 1911 by Golden Eagle and Matrix, this thing is honestly pretty fun to shoot. The only downside is this magazine is a little leaky right now, so I couldn't hold a lot of gas in the gun, but the specs for a pistol were pretty decent. I honestly like how this thing shoots, and the separation from the slide to the muzzle brake is honestly pretty neat, especially when you're on the opposite end of this pistol, looking at the slide moving back and forth. Honestly, it looks cool. I honestly think this is a pretty unique pistol, and I like all of the aesthetic features about it. Honestly, I'd like this thing a little better if the grips were wood and if this muzzle brake wasn't painted orange. I wish it could be replaced with a metallic colored piece or just a full black muzzle device, because honestly I think the only way to get around this is to paint this piece, and that's a little disappointing in my opinion. I do like how there's an accessible rail on the bottom, and you can take off the muzzle device, I believe, by removing this hex screw, so that is another pretty cool feature. All in all, I'd probably give this thing a 7.3 out of 10, just because of the mag issues. But aesthetically, this thing is probably like a 9 out of 10. As for the SIG MPX-K, this thing is actually pretty nice. I like all the little features about this thing. I love how you can change out the stock. I like how it's ambidextrous. I just do not like that the battery sits in the handguard because it can flop out if you're running around really aggressively. Now, this thing shoots really nice for what you're paying, and honestly, this is a good starter gun. I think if you were to change a few things about it, maybe put a better motor in, as I said, or a MOSFET, or even HPA this thing, I feel like this thing could have a lot of potential. But other than that, this is a nice starter gun, and if you're looking to get into Airsoft, I would probably rate this in my top 20 guns to get started into the sport. Performance-wise, I definitely give this thing an 8.3 out of 10, honestly. It is great, it just has a few features that I just don't like about it, and that is mainly the handguard battery compartment. If there was a cap to go in the front, it would be a little bit different, but I got my battery stuck in here, and changing out a battery on the field would be pretty detrimental. As for the ICS electric blowback CXP-MMR, this thing is super cool. I love how it felt. I love how the handguard just feels absolutely amazing in my hands. No matter how I hold this thing, it has a smooth finish to the metal, and the stock is absolutely comfortable. And it has two sets of iron sights, which I just now noticed. You have these lower style iron sights that I'm not really sure how you're supposed to use other than really moving your cheek like this, because it has the little groove right here, and it has the notch in the back, but I would typically throw this thing up and go to this diopter style iron sight. Now, the electric blowback, super cool feature. I thought it was going to have a little bit more of a dust cover kick, but honestly, I like what it does. It doesn't take too much energy out of the gun, and it's pretty cool in my opinion. Definitely different than most electric blowback guns that I've seen on the market. Another nice feature about this gun, the battery compartment in the stock. You have plenty of space to put any kind of battery in this thing, and honestly, that is such a great feature in the airsoft world because I know I run into issues throwing my batteries that are too big into these guns, and it's just great to have that extra space to have whatever type of battery you want. As for this gun, I would probably rate it a 9.2 out of 10. I love a lot of key features about this thing. I'm just not fond of the electric blowback. I'm not sure how long it would take to kill my battery. On top of that, I don't really like this high cap. It only shoots like 5 BBs until you have to wind it again. I was sitting there winding it for a very long time, and it only went through 5 BBs until I had to wind it again. 3 to 5 BBs, but you get the idea. It didn't hold that many BBs without having to wind it. It's a little too finicky. Anyways guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment as to what your favorite part of the video was. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all for watching and have a good one. What's up guys? I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please check out the video description below as we have a link to our Discord community. In this community, you can discuss airsoft events or show off your awesome gear. We are always welcoming new members. We hope to see you there. Thank you all for watching and have a good one.